is the Foul-Mouthed Aussie, and you're listening to that wrestling podcast, and it fucking sucks!
Welcome to That Wrestling Podcast. It's Tuesday, it's Money, it's Clyde, and we're going to talk a little wrestling, baby. You ready, brother?
What's up, baby? How you doing today?
Man, I'm doing good. How are you today, brother? That's the most important question.
Pretty good, man. I've been, staring at a candle for 2 hours, questioning life's great mysteries.
Oh,
but other
man.
than that, I'm doing good.
Lost in meditation, brother. I like it, man. I'm glad I finally snapped you out of it, dude, to hop into the show today because we got a lot to touch on, brother. Former WWE superstar has already reached out to AEW. We're going to touch on that today. Evidently, Jeff Hardy was injured last week at a house show, which we've already touched on that, but there's going to be an update on his status tonight. We're going to touch on that. Former Raw Tag Team Champions were offered 5-year deals recently by WWE, and this is just a rumor. We're going to touch on that. Kofi Kingston's going to address the KO situation tonight on SmackDown. Cody's going to give his thoughts on Dustin. Cody gave his thoughts on Dustin yesterday in their match. I don't know if you've seen that, the newest episode of Road to Double or Nothing. We're going to touch on that on segment 2 with Nevlin today. Ryback shared a lot of thoughts on WWE recently in an AMA session on Reddit. We're going to play a little bit of random wrestling knowledge with Clyde. Got to hop into these Raw results. Got a lot to hop into today, brother. You ready to do it?
Let's do it, brother.
Yeah, but before we do, won't you be so kind as to tell the people of the audience out there what's going to happen if this show, this channel, this podcast, baby, is lucky enough to hit 1K subscribers?
Well, we're going to have a pizza party. No, I'm just David's going to get a nice Elvis suit. We'll get his hair slicked back, maybe even a pink Cadillac. And then he's going to wear me out with the guitar. No headshots, brother, please.
No headshots, brother.
No headshots.
Speaking of shots, man, the shots continue to be fired here in this AEW versus WWE battle. And I know some folks out there don't want to admit it, but I think, the war is on, brother. The munitions have been stocked and shots are being fired, brother. And did you see recently that Darren Young has actually already reached out to WWE or to AEW and pitched them a gimmick? He wants to work with them.
Well, he was a good superstar there for a while in the WWE. He was a guy I thought had some potential for sure, and he was another one that kind of fell through the cracks of WWE. Unfortunately, it does happen a lot like that.
Yeah, when you got such a big machine, brother, the gears are big, and sometimes people just get caught up in them, brother.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but AEW should take an honest look at him. The guy's always in phenomenal shape, and he's a real good role model, especially for anybody out there that might be, I don't know what the proper word is.
Just stumbling all over your words today. It's all right, brother. Yeah, let me tell you what the article kind of says here. So, former WWE superstar Darren Young recently sat down for an interview with Wrestling Inc. Young touched on a number of topics, including a gimmick idea that he pitched to Brandy Rhodes. He said, "I've talked to Brandy. I've sent her ideas about teaming up with Sonny Kiss. If no one has ever heard of Sonny Kiss, he's an incredible talent. And the story would be like, I'm the big brother, he's the little sister, So no one messes with my little sister, Sonny Kiss. I think we could rock and roll in AEW as a team. Me making sure no one messes with him, me having his back, and him wowing the crowd with his athleticism, and me wowing the crowd with my ground and pound attack." What do you think about that? That'd be a pretty cool duo, huh?
Yeah, I would love to see it, man. It would be definitely entertaining, and again, he's a very, very talented man. They should maybe look at him. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, so Darren Young back in the news, brother. Good to see you, man. And let's speaking of back in the news, Jeff Hardy's kind of been in the news for a couple of weeks here with this ankle injury now, and evidently it's an injury to his knee. Have you heard about that?
Yeah, I did, man. It's unfortunate. I wonder if they're going to have to give their titles up.
Well, here it is right here. It was rumored last week that one half of the SmackDown Tag Team Champions, Jeff Hardy, was sporting a significant limp after a house show match. Well, last night, Matt took to Twitter to announce that tonight on SmackDown Live, the Hardys will address Jeff's status. So, evidently a lot of stuff's up in the air. I wonder, like you said, are they going to relinquish those belts tonight?
Yeah, they might have to I have to turn those belts in, man. If he's not going to be able to compete, it's happened. I've lost count of how many times it's happened in the past, and unfortunately, it's the nature of the beast. Injuries are going to happen in professional wrestling.
Yeah, just the way it happens sometimes, brother. But I just hate to see it happen to the Hardys because I know. I don't know how much wick they have left on the candle, per se, or how much treads on the tires, brother. And I was hoping to see him have a nice long run here. Like you said, Matt's totally recommitted himself in the gym. The guy's in phenomenal shape. He looks like a totally different person, dude. And Jeff can always go. And, it's just kind of unfortunate, the timing of this right now.
Yeah, I agree, man. I was looking forward to them getting a nice little run, too. But maybe it's not too bad of an injury, hopefully not.
Yeah, hopefully it's not. So I guess, folks, tune in tonight on SmackDown Live to see what happens when the Hardys address everyone. And, hopefully they come out holding those belts. Maybe Jeff will come running down, and this is just all. He was just banged up a little bit. They're going to kick somebody's ass tonight or something.
Yeah, time will tell. Be there tonight at 8 o'clock.
Speaking of time telling something, evidently, and this is just a rumor here, I can't confirm it anywhere. I can't find any confirmation on this, but WWE offered the former Raw Tag Team Champions the Revival 5-year contracts worth about $500,000 per year. Did you hear about that?
Yeah, I've seen that, man. I like that. I'm a fan of the Revival. Actually, I'm a big fan after Dawson took care of a guy that attacked Bret Hart. So I think they're worth every penny of that, man. They're no flips. What is it? No flips, all fists?
Yeah, something like that, dude. And I totally agree. I'm a lot bigger fan of Dash ever since the incident at the Hall of Fame, too, man. I felt like that Joker just deserved everything that happened to him. And but touching back on this contract for a moment, I was kind of going back and forth with a few people on Facebook. I posted that, and then someone immediately posted that, how are they going to pay them $500,000 a year? He said they can make 10 times that somewhere else, which, I don't know if they can make that 10 times that somewhere else. But, to take to that point, though, say they do get $500,000 a year. Well, after taxes, what do they got? Maybe 3. And the way I understand it, according to Ryback, and I don't know if this is true or not, maybe you can confirm this, wrestlers have to pay for their own travel expenses. And so, that's another, $50,000, $100,000 a year. Look how often these guys are traveling. I mean, catching flights every single day damn near somewhere. And so how much does that leave them after taxes, travel expenses, all that kind of stuff, actually out of that $500,000 per year, maybe $150 or something? They put their stuff out there every night on the line, for that, travel around, grind it out, sometimes working 6 and 7 days a week. I don't know if I would sign that contract either, brother. That seems like they could offer him something a bit more lucrative.
Yeah, I have heard that about the talent having to take care of a lot of that. There are a select few, like, of course, Triple H and people like that everything is going to be totally catered to for them. But the majority of the gals and guys of wrestling, man, they do have to take care of a lot of that stuff on their own.
Yeah, they do, brother. So that's just something to keep in mind there, regardless of whether they sign or not. And the rumor is they haven't signed it as of yet. So hopefully they can, get a few perks or a few more incentives in there to make it a little more lucrative for these guys because they're worth every penny, every dime of it, brother.
Yeah, I agree, man. I'm with you. I'm not hashtag F the Revival. I'm more of a pulling for them kind of guy.
Oh, wow, yeah. You don't want to be hashtag F the Revival. But speaking of generating some money, brother, we got to step out real quick and pay a couple of bills, and we'll be right back after these commercial messages. With Nevlum. The following is a paid advertisement for Squirrel Treatment Centers of America. That wrestling podcast is not responsible for any products in this ad. Do you suffer from ACE, also known as atypical constant ejaculation? Well, you are not alone. And now, thanks to the Squirrel Treatment Center of America's patented new Semenese technology, you can get your problem taken care of. It's a series of 3 invasive laser-guided injections that'll have you up and running in no time. That's the Squirrel Treatment Centers of America. Not only am I a spokesman, but I'm a client. Yeah, welcome back. Here on segment 2 with Nevlum, Mr. Melvin, all the way from Puerto Rico, has got a few minutes, being nice enough to join us for a segment. What's up today, brother?
What's up, brother? What's up? Just not much to a lot of rain and a lot of wind out here today, brother. Since yesterday has been that way.
Yeah, I heard you was having some technical difficulties, and I know it's been hard getting you on the show today, brother. So we appreciate you taking a few moments to join us.
Yeah, brother. Anything. I'll do anything for my homies. You know how it is, brother.
Yeah, man, for sure, man. Ride or die, baby. Let me ask you something, brother. Speaking of ride or die, it looks like Cody's going to ride or die with AEW, of course, and we all know that. But did you see his thoughts recently on his upcoming match with his brother Dustin?
I heard about that, man, and you know what? I couldn't be happier because Goldust has been underused in WWE for the longest period, in my opinion, you know, because I don't even know why they turned him into a Goldust gimmick, but because I remember Dustin as himself used to be a badass in WCW, and then he jumps over to WWF, they turn him into Goldust, and yet he makes it work, brother. The thing is, he makes the character work.
Yeah, well said,
and he's
dude.
a multiple-time...
Well said, dude.
He's a multiple-time Intercontinental champion, too.
Yes, he is. And do you think there's any chance that, like, Vince, you know, have you ever heard about this in the past? There was a lot of, like, friction between Vince and Dusty. Do you think there's a chance that he gave, that he gave Dustin that Goldust gimmick because of that?
I think so, man. Hey, remember when Dusty came in and he gave him that polka dot suit?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, too.
That?
Yeah, and you know what? And like you said about Dustin, Dusty made that work also. Dusty made them polka dots work, baby, and he was just as popular as ever in them polka dots.
Yeah, and then Cody was doing good as Cody, and then they turned him into Stardust. Like, what is he doing with the roles, bro?
Yeah, it's like
and then Cody, as soon as Cody left, we seen how good he's done, bro. He's done very well for himself.
Yeah, well said, dude. Very well for himself. And yeah, here it is right here on the latest episode of The Road to Double or Nothing. Cody spoke for the first time about his upcoming match against his brother Dustin. He said there are two brothers. One does everything right, working hard to keep his family afloat. The other makes conceivably every wrong choice. And he basically tears apart everything, dude, in this video here. It's from early 90s wrestling to the Attitude Era in the 4-minute video. He claims that this battle is more than brother versus brother. It's generation versus generation. That has me excited for the match, dude.
Yeah, bro, it's going to be a good match. And hey, they have chemistry. I know Goldust loves him. I know, Goldust wasn't really too...
Oh, man, you're
back in the day, in the 90s and stuff.
Yeah, well said, dude. You're cutting out a little bit there. Can you say that again?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a great battle between them, man. And I think they love each other. You know, they love each other in real life. You know, I think whatever they had in the past is all gone. I think they just doing it for the love of Dusty's memory, bro.
Yeah, and for the love of wrestling, too, man. So if you guys haven't checked it out there, please check out the latest episode of The Road to Double or Nothing. It's all over YouTube, all over the internet, all over the interweb there. It's easy to check out. And I know you're having connection issues today, Nevlin, so we appreciate you taking a moment to join us for this segment. You got any closing thoughts before we hop out?
Bro, just I appreciate you letting me come back in, brother, and anytime I'll be, you know, I'm always down to do it, brother. I'm always down to do it. Yeah, I just hope I just hope this thing gets fixed and.
Yeah, hopefully they get things fixed soon, Nevlin. Thanks for taking a few minutes to join us today, brother, and we'll be right back after these commercial messages.
Thank you. Follow the reptiles.
Follow the reptiles. The following is a paid advertisement. That wrestling podcast is not responsible for any claims, guarantees, or products in this ad. Hey ladies out there, you having trouble getting somebody to pay you a few dollars? Well, contact Paulie and Paul's Intervention, Mediation, and Protection Services today. Intervention.
You need us to intervene, smack a couple guys around? No problem.
Mediation. We can mediate your problem today. Protection.
You need your money, you need it now. We'll go find them, smack them around. Nobody's got to know a thing.
That's Paulie and Paul's Intervention, Mediation, and Protection Services, also known as PIMP. Yeah, welcome back. What a guest that was. Neville, all the way from Puerto Rico, taking a few moments to join us, talk a little AEW and Cody Rhodes, and we always appreciate Neville taking a few moments to join us, don't we, brother?
Oh, yeah, world-class man and a gentleman and a scholar, good friend, good brother.
Good brother, yeah. Evidently, he's having some connection issues today. Hopefully that little segment came out okay, but yeah, we definitely want to have him on, dude. He's our brother on the show, and it's always nice to hear his thoughts, too. It's nice to get a different take on everything.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I'm all for that, brother.
Speaking of getting a different take, dude, on this segment here, we're going to play a little bit of random wrestling knowledge with Clyde. But first, before we do that, brother, I want to hop into a different take. This guy always has some hot and fresh takes. Ryback recently shared his thoughts on a number of topics in an Ask Me Anything session on Reddit. Did you see that?
I seen some rumblings about it. I didn't get the whole article, though.
Well, yeah, he recently just hosted an AMA session on Reddit and shared his thoughts on a number of topics, including his take on Bray Wyatt's new gimmick and his favorite stars on the current roster. And he was also kind of shamelessly plugging some products and stuff that he's doing there. I don't exactly know what he has going on, but you can check it out. We got links to it all up on our site, too, and you can kind of see what Ryback's been up to and into. But most notably to take away from it, I kind of like what he had to say about Bray Wyatt. He said, I love Bray, and he will make anything work. Adding layers to his character, it will be fun to see what he does with it. Talking about the new gimmick, dude. What do you think about Ryback's thoughts on Bray?
I'll second Ryback. I'm a little concerned, I think a lot of people are, because we're not really sure where they're going with this, but it seems like it gets creepier and darker and kind of maniacal all at the same time, which it's interesting, man. This kind of reminds me back in the day when you really don't know what's going on. A lot of it's easy to figure out, but not this so much.
Yeah, it has more of a, they're trying to present it like a children's show, but it has this horrible, devious feel to it. Like you said, dude, like you don't know where it's going, brother. Like you can see things going, like turning south real quick here on this thing.
Yeah, I really hope so, because, man, I love Bray. He's one of the best, I think, out there.
Yeah, and moving on from Bray here, Ryback also gave his thoughts on which current superstars he enjoys watching. He said, I still watch occasionally, and I think Elias is great along with Otis. He said, I fucking love Otis. And what do you think about his thoughts on kind of his favorite superstars?
Well, I'm starting to warm up on Elias. It's mostly my wife's fault and your fault and a couple others. So I fell in with Elias. Otis, man, I just love this guy. This is Chris Farley as a wrestler, basically. I mean, I can't get enough. I need more Otis in my life. Bro.
Yeah, right, dude. Who doesn't need more Otis in their life? And I totally agree with his thoughts there. I was thinking, man, that's two of my favorite superstars on the roster, on the current roster right now at this very moment, dude. Otis and Elias, man. I love it. And I would like to see Elias get a push at some point, and I would like to see Otis, or the Heavy Machinery, is that right? Is that who they are? I would like to see them hold these tag team titles at some point.
Yeah, Heavy Machinery. Stakes and weights, brother.
Stakes and weights, yeah. Well said. That's stakes and weights is Ryback's thing, and I guess maybe that's why he likes them a little more also.
Yeah, now I'm kind of getting hungry, bro.
Yeah, man. Okay, so since you're getting a little bit hungry, let me ask you, dude. I know this is a tough question right here. Let me ask you. If you could choose any, brother, what do you got? Bologna sandwich, ham sandwich, roast beef sandwich? Most important question of the day, brother. Where you going?
Roast beef, final answer.
Oh, and let me ask the producer, man. Mr. Producer, he says roast beef sandwich. What do you got to say about this? Yeah, I don't know. No, I'm sorry.
What's your opinion on that, brother? Where are you going?
Man, you know what? Actually, I do. You want to know the honest truth? I had yesterday for lunch. I had a roast beef sandwich, beef and Swiss.
That's what I'm talking about, brother.
Yeah, I was just having fun with you there, dude. Yeah, I love a good old roast beef sandwich. Nothing like that, dude.
Yeah, you're right about that.
Not so much from Arby's. Arby's is okay, but I really like a deli style roast beef sandwich.
Yeah,
and let's bring us into our next ad. If you're hungry,
from Kroger's.
Go on down to Mama's Deli, corner of 4th and Cedar. Where are all these businesses?
Don't make eye contact with anybody.
All these businesses that advertise with us, they're always on the corner of 4th and Cedar. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah. It's seedy, brother.
It's a shady spot in town, dude. Okay, man. So now that we've touched on what the big fella had to say, which was really cool, man, let's go ahead and hop into this. This is my favorite segment of the day. Your favorite segment of the day. You ready to play it, brother?
Yes, sir.
We call this one
Random Wrestling Knowledge with Clyde.
Are you ready, brother?
Let's get it in.
Audience, feel free to play along at home. Every day we ask Clyde 3 random wrestling-related questions, and they're literally coming from out of nowhere. So let's do this, brother. Question number 1. Hot and fresh out the skillet, baby. Here we go. The Legacy was a WWE faction from 2008 to 2010. Can you name the 3 members? The 3 main members, that is?
Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes, and Ted DiBiase Jr. That's my final answer.
Mr. Producer, man, show me Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes, and Ted DiBiase Jr. Final answer. That was a joke. Yeah, brother, well done. How's it feel, man? 1 for 1 out of the gate today. You got any thoughts for anybody at home there you want to share?
I'm starting to feel like I'm earning my roast beef sandwich today.
I'm starting to think your phone is dying. Well done, brother. Here we go. Yeah, let's move on to question number 2. Here we go. You are earning a roast beef sandwich. I'm gonna bring you over like a what do you call it? Like a double roast beef sandwich.
Good Lord.
Yeah, that's
you
what I'm
are
gonna
a true
do.
gentleman.
Oh, I love you, brother. I love you. Here we go.
I love you too, buddy.
Now here's where I'm gonna bury you on this question though. I got my damn shovel out, brother. Who was Goldust's debut match against?
Ooh. Well, that's a good one, Dave. Man, Goldust. I'll say Goldust's WWF debut was against Savio Vega. That's my final answer.
Mr. Producer Man, show me Savio Vega. Final answer. I mean, that's a good name, dude, from the past right there. Oh, Savio Vega. And let's see. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I had to get you there. This is where the momentum in the match starts to turn, brother. This is we're telling a story in the ring today, brother. Yeah, actually,
was it Dusty Wolf?
No, it was Marty Jannetty, and it was at the In Your House pay-per-view.
Oh, okay.
In Your House 4 pay-per-view, and he actually picked up the win there. And shortly after that, I think he went on to feud with Bam Bam Bigelow, who was on his way out of the company at the time.
Yeah, Goldust got to get them W's, brother.
Get them in, brother. Here we go. Question number 3. Here we go. Let's see if you get the W. This is for the W right here, brother. Here it is. What year did Kenny Omega make his NJPW debut?
Oh, good Lord.
Yeah, I got you.
Tough one.
I got you.
A tough one for me.
I got you.
I'm going to say 2007, final answer.
Mr. Producer Man, show me 2007, final answer. You did better than I would, dude. I would have guessed like 2012 or something. I don't know why, or somewhere in there, but anyway, it was he made it in 2010 on January 31st, 2010. Yeah, him and Ibushi defeated Jito and Jado via disqualification. That's what it was. Yep.
Those almost sound like those guys that we deal with, man.
Yeah, they do.
Jimmy and
Jito and Jado. Yeah. Fat Jimmy and Fat Jamie, man. We got to get them back on the show. Evidently something happened with their ad. I don't know. We'll see if we can get them back on, brother.
Yeah, they concern me.
Yeah, speaking of some advertisers, we got to step out real quick, pay a few more bills here, brother. Unfortunately, man, they're stacking up on us today, brother. But we'll be right back after these messages from our sponsors. Hey, this is the champ, Cocky Balboa. Come on down and see us at Cocky Balboa and the Honky Tonk Boys House of Salvage. We got everything. We got something to put a little lead in your pencil and something to put a little fire in the oven. We got children's toys, baby clothes, Easter baskets, lawn furniture, tools. You tell them, Honk.
We got broken guitars, we got working guitars. We got illegal animals and fake IDs, baby.
That's right, baby. You come on down and see us. That's the Cocky Balboa and the Honky Tonk Boys House of Salvage, baby, at the corner of 4th and Cedar in Brooklyn. Yeah, we're back to close the show out with a little bit of Raw talk, brother. And what a show it's been today, man. We've had some great advertisers, some great segments, great guests today, man. Now we're back to close it out, brother. You ready to do this?
Yes, sir. Ready to get it in there.
Man, great day today here on a Tuesday, man. Did you get a chance to see Monday Night Raw last night, brother?
Every last bit of it. Yeah, it was a decent show. Not one of the best, but no complaints here. It was good.
Well, it opened with Braun Strowman and Ricochet versus Baron Corbin and Drew McIntyre, and what was your thoughts on that segment?
Oh, I loved it, man. I loved how they all got in some good promo time, and it was cool to see Ricochet in his home state and our home state of Kentucky at the Rupp Arena. A little shout out there. I enjoyed the whole thing, man. Really good.
Yeah, man, it was good to see Strowman and Ricochet go over in this one too. And I like seeing them team up, man. I thought that was pretty cool. I like my Strowman as a face, baby.
Yeah, it's like the tank and a Ferrari, like the Hart Foundation used to say. That's what it reminded me of.
Yeah, well said, man. Great comparison, dude. You're always on it, man. I like that, man. You're always on it, brother. Yeah, great little segment there overall. And I like how Alexa kind of came out and teased what's going to happen later with the Money in the Bank, too, at the beginning. I thought it was a good way to open the show, brother.
Yeah, anytime Alexa comes out, man, I think business picks up.
Business is starting to pick up. You ain't lying, brother. A few more asses in the seats.
She doesn't even have to say anything, man. She's just, I think she's really a special talent.
And speaking of a special talent, these gentlemen right here, the Usos versus Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, to talk about four phenomenal wrestlers,
Yeah, I agree with that.
What you think about this match, brother?
I liked it, man. It was solid. It was a clash of styles, you know. In some ways, it wasn't a clash because they're both hard hitters, man. The Usos, they fly around a little bit more, but I loved it, man. The Usos, I think, along with the New Day, are probably the best tag teams of the last 10 years, at least in the WWE universe.
Yeah, dude, and it kind of seems like after Gallows went down for the loss, afterwards Jimmy and Jey Uso called out the Revival, dude. So is that where we're heading?
Yeah, hopefully.
If they sign them contracts, I guess, brother.
yeah, we got to get that on the dotted line. But that'll be some good matches too. Did you see the little comedy? It was basically a comedy where the New Day was filming them in the back, and one of the other members of the Revival was shaving the other's back. It was pretty funny.
Oh, I did see that, dude. That was funny. I was like, man, what are these guys doing? I did see that, dude. That was talk about a funny little segment, man. That was funny.
The Uso said, "Got him."
Funny stuff right there, brother. And speaking of like funny, good segments, man, for that we had Miz TV featuring Bobby Lashley, and then the Miz versus Bobby Lashley. And what did you think about the Miz TV segment and all the madness that went down there?
Man, I tell you what, I really enjoyed that. I thought it was one of the best Miz TVs I've ever seen, man. The Miz, his acting skills are getting really, really good. He looked legitimately fired up when Bobby Lashley started talking about his father, man, and I enjoyed that whole thing. Even little Shane, well, not little Shane, but Shane coming after her, that added a nice little spice to the whole deal also.
Yeah, it's like now they've totally reversed the roles, dude. And now here's what now they're giving you like the Miz, like they're gonna beat him down like they did Roman and Daniel Bryan in years past. Like he's the new target now. He's gonna get beaten down and downtrodden, get the whole crowd behind him, and like can the Miz get any lower? Then he's gonna start kicking ass, dude. They're telling a pretty good story here.
Yeah, definitely Team Miz here, man. It was really good. But Bobby Lashley, man, talking about himself in the third person, that was kind of different. Maybe he's going somewhere different. I noticed Leo Rush wasn't out there with him.
And so now we're heading for this. Is it going to be a Shane O'Mac versus Miz at Money in the Bank? Is this going to be a steel cage match?
I hope so. That would be nice. Maybe even bring back the old blue cage.
Well, it says, here backstage, Miz challenged Boy Wonder to a steel cage match at Money in the Bank, which Shane accepted. So there you go.
Well, somebody's coming off the top of that cage, and I bet you I know who
it's going to be. Shane, brother. And speaking of coming off the top of the cage, I'm going to throw you off the top of the damn cage if you miss another segment, brother. You're supposed to be this is your job, brother. You know what I mean? All right, now coming up after that, dude, we had a cool match between the Viking Raiders and the Lucha House Party, man. And, those guys got to come out and throw some shit around again. And what do you think about these guys? Do you like the new name? Let me ask you that first. I guess I ask you that every time they wrestle. What do you think about the new name?
I'm not too crazy about the name, but it does feel like we might have a new name every episode. I enjoy them, man. They move around pretty fast for larger gentlemen. I didn't like how they fed the Lucha, and I hate the name Lucha House Party. Why can't they be something else? But those guys are really talented, and it feels like they're just being kind of fed to whoever is coming up.
And I guess, really I would say that's kind of where you need to like put some enhancement talent in a match, so that way you don't bury your own talent on your own roster, and that's where enhancement talent comes into play. But then I guess, their line of thinking backstage is, well, if we don't put Lucha House Party in this match, then they just won't have a segment tonight. And also if we don't put Lucha House Party in this match, then and use some jobbers, then the Viking Raiders won't come out looking as good. That's just my thinking behind the whole thing. But yeah, some enhancement talent right there in that match might have been better, since these guys are just throwing shit around right now anyway. And I really like the Viking Raiders, really like their look. I just wish they'd named them after some NFL teams that didn't suck. Why can't they be like the Cowboy Patriots or something? You know what I'm saying?
Good, yeah.
Yeah, the Viking Raiders, you add up their wins from last season, I think it's like 4 or something combined. I don't know.
Anybody that's a fan of those teams,
the Vikings are actually halfway decent, brother. The Raiders actually are pretty shitty right now, but the Vikings are actually decent. All right, moving on, brother. No one wants to hear our damn NFL talk, dude. After that, we had your favorite segment of the night, dude. A Moment of Bliss where Alexa, a Moment of Bliss announces the Women's Money in the Bank match, and then we had Bliss versus Naomi. Did you see that?
Yeah. That's kind of a quick match, and Naomi picked up the win, which in wrestling could be a good thing for me as an Alexa Bliss fan. Sometimes when they lose on Raw, they win at the pay-per-view.
Yeah. So So who is the actual women's lineup? Do you have that?
I believe it was Naomi. Let's see, Natalia, Alexa Bliss. I'm having trouble with that fourth one.
Dana Brooke.
Dana Brooke.
Yeah. So they're just gonna have 4 in the women's ladder match. Is that correct?
Yeah. Yes, sir. It
Wow.
looks, no. I'm sorry. They're gonna name the other 4 tonight on SmackDown.
Okay, because I was going to say on that, because that's making sense. Now we're kind of heading more towards what was on that graphic. I guess only one person off the graphic is going to be left out. It's kind of looking. So the graphic may have had 7 of the 8 correct.
Sorry about that, buddy. I had some technical problems.
That's all right. You're dropping the damn ball like you do every day. It's you know what? We've had like pretty much a flawless show, dude. We had to have something technically go wrong at the last fucking moment here. That's okay, dude. After that, dude,
yeah, it wouldn't be a show if we didn't get that in there.
Yeah, so they're going to announce the other 4 tonight. I appreciate you carrying me there, brother. Okay, so after that, we had the Firefly Funhouse. The features. The word of the day is sociopath. And what did you think? And I think you and I both have had some experience with some sociopaths in our life, brother. What do you think about this little segment?
Yeah, I enjoyed it, man. It seems like it gets darker every week, which with Bray Wyatt it should be, man. But we talked about it earlier. It's like this is interesting. This is like you can't really figure out where it's going, which is a good thing because a lot of stuff on wrestling you can figure it out where they're going. With this, it's a little cloudy.
A little cloudy. Yeah, that's how you like things. A little cloudy, brother. Yeah, speaking of something that's a little cloudy, dude, Becky Lynch and Lacey Evans are evidently done talking, and Becky came out next. And what did you think about that little segment?
Oh, I loved it, man. These 2 gals, man, they're rough and tumble. I'm looking forward to their match. This Lacey Evans, man, what's it called? The women's right. That's a solid punch right there.
What kind of sandwich do you think that Becky Lynch enjoys?
I'm gonna guess Becky's going high protein and maybe no bread.
Yeah, maybe no bread. Yeah, she might be eating it on like a tortilla shell or something. I'm right there with you.
She might be eating like full steaks
just steaks.
Nothing else.
Yeah.
She's in phenomenal condition. Lacey Evans also.
Yeah.
Looks like she threw about 10 pounds of muscle on her.
How bad? Like, let's say they did have an intergender match, and it was Lacey Evans and Becky Lynch versus me and you. Like, how quickly would we get pinned quicker than Ultimate Warrior pinned Honky Tonk Man back in the day?
Well, it depends on if we could run. Now, if they get me in the ring, I can't run, so it's over quick. You might have a chance to run. So
you're saying if I jumped the barricade, went to the crowd, we might have a shot to hang in there. We'll just get counted out. We'll just take the count out, dude. That's what.
We might be able to stretch it out. But they get a hold of me, it's a wrap.
I don't know if I'm even getting in the ring. I'm just taking the count out. After that, we had Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder versus the Revival, brother. What did you think about this segment?
Yeah, it was okay, man. It wasn't one of the better ones. I'm not really a fan of Ryder and Hawkins, so I ain't got too much to say about all that.
Yeah, Hawkins and Ryder won though, dude. Yeah, holding on to these belts, brother, for a little longer. I guess that's the the takeaway from it is these guys are getting a little bit of a push here, out of nowhere, brother.
Yeah, I'm still hoping for Epico and Primo and Carlito to show up and take those belts.
Oh, it would be pretty cool. Yeah, I could get behind them guys, man. Yeah,
I think I'm kind of dreaming on that sometimes.
I just want to see somebody throw a Singh brother through a table sometimes.
Yeah, I mean those guys, man. I know we've covered it before. I can't say it enough.
Yeah, let's move on.
Anything they take looks beautiful.
No, what they do, they are. They're great, excellent talents, and that's why I love seeing them take damage. I love seeing the Singh brothers out there. So speaking of someone else we both love seeing out there, Sami Zayn refuses to let the WWE Universe, he's just out there just going off on him, dude. And what do you think about this, dude?
I'm enjoying it, man. That was actually, to me, it was one of the highlights of the show last night. Sami Zayn, man, he's a master on the microphone, and I mean, he's a 10 on wrestling skill. I just feel like one of these weeks, somebody's got to come out and interrupt him, man. He's got to get back in the ring and get going here.
Yeah, I can see the comparisons there. Your kitchen skills, Sammy's mic skills, it's all adding up now, brother. Absolutely, man. It's a hell of a tag.
Yeah, he was taking shots at Kentucky. I was hoping for Hillbilly Jim to come out and just take him out, brother.
Yeah, man. No, Sammy, it's cool to see Sammy out there generating all this heat, brother. Absolutely, dude. And I can't wait to see Sammy get back in the damn ring. I'm thinking he's just kind of recovering from this injury. He's almost ready to go, and they're kind of just wanting to have him out there. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree with that. And he's so entertaining on the mic. It's, it's almost like with a talent like him, you can take your time and have him do things like what he's been doing. He's a great heel. Either anything he does, I'm behind him. Mr. Zane.
And what did you think about the next segment here? This feud that's kind of carried on for the last, I don't know, what's this been going on? The better part of a couple of months here. It was even on SmackDown, and now it's carried over to Raw. Samoa Joe versus Rey Mysterio.
Oh, I enjoyed it. You know, it wasn't very long of a match. I love how Dominic, Ray's son, he's getting his airtime. I know he's training to be a wrestler, and I love that Ray got the win, man. Because what, Samoa Joe beat him in about 10 seconds. You know.
Yeah, he did. So yeah, it's kind of good to see Ray kind of getting one back. And for whatever reason, I just feel like this is like Ray's victory lap in the WWE, and he's going to put some talent over this time around too. You know, not that he has in the past, but I kind of feel like that's kind of what he's more here to do this time.
Yeah, I was glad to see him get the win. I was a little confused. You know, I was like, I hope Ray didn't do nothing to upset anybody, because, man, he lost that match so quick.
Oh, shit, even if he did, dude, Rey Mysterio can go wrestle anywhere, dude. Shit, he doesn't worry about pissing nobody off. I think he's kind of above. He's one of the few. He's one of the stars that's above all that. I mean, not to say that he's, for one, he's known as a class act. Not that he would piss anybody off, but if he did, I'm pretty sure he would have opportunity elsewhere. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, you're right. He's a main eventer anywhere in the world.
Absolutely. He's actually kind of taking a back seat right now to do what he's doing, it seems like to me.
Yeah, I agree with that, brother.
And after that, we had probably what was your favorite segment of the night, dude. AJ Styles and Seth Rollins signed the contract for their Money in the Bank match, man. And what did you think about that, brother? Did you like that? Are we going to see a heel AJ? Is that where we're heading?
It had some hints to it. Everything was nice at first. And, there were compliments, but there were little subtle jabs about, AJ's age, this and that, and this is Monday Night Rollins, and I enjoyed the whole thing. You just knew it was going to end in fisticuffs.
You just knew they was going to throw it down, yeah, man. And what did you think about the little spot on the table with AJ there?
Oh man, loved it. I thought it was the spot of the night.
Too, man. I did catch
the
that.
timing on both of their parts, but there's just something about seeing Seth Rollins punched in his face that excites me as a man.
Just really get something going, yeah. Just something about, I guess, something like your primitive desires.
Yeah,
like to see that happen. I like it.
Yeah, I really want to see AJ take his title too, man.
You have primal urges to see Seth Rollins get his ass kicked, don't you? I know you're not a Rollins fan. It's okay, brother. Yeah, that's why that's why I totally enjoy wrestling, dude, and everything that's about it. That's why I'm a huge fan, really, of more of all these wrestlers than any of these promotions, man. I'm a huge fan of their work, and even like you said, dude, you're not really a fan of Rollins, but I truly respect what he does, and I'm a huge fan of what he does and the risks that he takes in the ring every night. But I'm just more of an AJ guy myself, dude, and hopefully we just see a great match. And I don't see there's no way these two guys won't put a great match on. I don't think.
Yeah, pun intended. It will be phenomenal.
Phenomenal. Speaking of phenomenal, dude, today's show has been phenomenal, brother. I appreciate you taking some time to join us. I know your phone's getting ready to die, so let's go ahead and put a bow on today's episode, brother. You ready?
Yes, sir. Everybody out there that listen, hit the like button. Even better, hit the subscribe button. Tell a friend, tell an enemy, tell a wrestler, tell anybody. If you didn't like us, let us know. Maybe we can get you on the show, or maybe we can work on things. And, hit us with that King Kong Bundy splash for the 5 count, and we will be sharing this like we always do on our Facebook affiliate pages. We have the Bliss Army, the Becky Lynch Mob, the Hitman Hart Fan Club, the Kofi Kingston Club, I Heart Pro Wrestling, Carlito Caribbean Cool Fan Club, Wrestling is Our Passion, Wrestling Unleashed, All Access Indie Wrestling, All Elite Wrestling, Let's Get Rowdy With It, LJN Maniacs, Wicked Thoughts, Music for Thoughts, and last but certainly not least, one of my personal favorites, the WWE Retro Figure Fan Club.
Well said, brother. I know you don't do a damn bit of preparation every day, but you do have that list ready, brother. And for you having that, you've just made my list. So thank you very much. People out there, check us out on the web, thatwrestlingpodcast.com. Always updated with the latest news, and our new podcast is always up there. Open 24/7, baby. And if you like us out there, people, put us over. If you don't like us, let us know. We'll do a job for you on your show. It's the way we roll right here on That Wrestling Podcast. And having said that, we will catch you guys on the next one.
Woo! That's right, baby.
Woo!
Dig it!
Ooh, yeah!
Carlito Caribbean Cool.
And you can't teach that.